Welcome to Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Borough in Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.
I went to the supermarket this morning and they were out of crying towels. So I've been using up all the handkerchiefs in my drawer and had to go to the local 5 in time to get a few more. But boy, what a way to start out a football year. Hi everybody and welcome to Sportsline Trivia. Bob Tattern here. George Guido joins me tonight on the program. George, good to have you, but it's a long way to travel to come back with a loss and to have that stigma of an 0-4. And what looks bad is that it looks and sounds and smells bad.
It does.
And we're an off week this week, maybe
Thank
fortunately.
heavens. Yeah, they could maybe work on some things. They have to do something about that offensive line, Bob. It's just awful. You know, Mike Adams is just getting run over, something fierce. Now, Ramon Foster, who has been playing well the last couple of years, he got a minor injury, so they couldn't rotate Adams out as much as they would have liked to. So I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, the guy is awful, and he was a second-round draft pick, and DeCastro isn't much better. Other than rolling over Pouncey's leg earlier, I mean, they've got a lot of problems, Bob. But you know what? They're only 2 games out of first place.
Right. Fortunately, Buffalo did us a favor, beating Baltimore. When you look at the conference, 2-2, 2-2, 2-2, and we're 0-4.
And Cincinnati is Cincinnati. You know, they find ways to lose.
Who do we have when we come back? It's not Buffalo, is it? Or am I?
No.
The week after the bye, I'll look it up while we're on break. But anyway, let's take a look and see how you can win a prize on the program when you participate here tonight, and that is that you can win something every other week. The Grand Salami or the Mystery Profile, it's one or the other, once in a calendar month. And you can only try the Mystery Profile once in a calendar month. We have an interesting one tonight, George. Did you look at it?
I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Scan it when you have an opportunity. There are your time limits, and we'll remind you that if you want to win more than one prize, encourage someone, or if you're sitting there at home and you've not called the program for at least a year, we consider you a first-time caller, okay? The answers to the questions are on my website, doubledribblebob.com, and I faithfully get them. You know, there's a new question every day. Did you see the one today?
I didn't see the one today.
Well, I don't know whether I have it on the sheet or not. I don't want to give it away. And my radio show every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock on WAVL. Got a nice email today from someone, and just for the sake of playing it neutral, my fan fact for today was talking about Pete Rose and the milestones that he has, the most hits, the most games, the most at-bats, also the most outs. But the point is, the guy has been through everything, and for the fact that he got involved in the gambling, it's all down the sewer, and I don't think it'll ever be reversed.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the future brings. But next year, Bob, in September, it'll be 25 years that Pete Rose has been suspended. And one wonders, is 25 years enough? That's my own personal question. Is 25 years enough?
But I think if, and we got, look at the phones are all jammed.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
If you're on the committee that says, all right, 25 years we think is long enough. Let's give Pete a call. You've got to be prepared in case he says, shove it.
Oh, I don't think he would, because he's up at Cooperstown every year selling his memorabilia and so on. Oh, I can't see him saying that. But what you would hate to see, if he gets in the Hall of Fame, then a couple years after that, he says, by the way, I did bet on the Reds. Now, all he has admitted, and it took him 17 years to admit, and I know we got to jump over to a commercial break real quick, but the 17th year of his suspension, he come out and said, yeah, I did bet on baseball, and I did it, and but he claims he never bet on the Reds, and he was the manager.
And the problem is that when you're in that position, and you've got your choice as an example of who you think is the best in the bullpen to get you out of the jam, you're not going to call on him. You're going to bring in somebody else. And even though you did not purposely lose the game, you didn't try to win the game.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
On that gray area. Let's take a break, folks. We're coming back. Caller number 1. We got 3 banks lit. Good. But the number, just in case you want to jot it down, 724-236-0430. Back in a flash.
This is where you get the absolute freshest deli meats and cheeses. Fazio's Italian Deli in Arnold. At Fazio's, you're getting only the best and freshest selection. Fazio's has its own bakery and offers you fresh baked bread, rolls, pastries, and more. Pick up individual salads to go, Italian sausages, hoagies, custom-made sandwiches, even party trays for your next get-together. Freshness and quality every time at Fazio's Italian Deli, Leishman and Dre in Arnold.
Max and his son made their way homeward bound when mischievous rain dropped down, down, down. Safety was threatened by every roguish drip. They slipped and slid. They couldn't get a grip. Then along came the Michelin Man, reminding them the right tire changes everything. Stop up to 31 feet shorter than a leading competitor with the new Michelin Defender tire, backed by a 90,000-mile warranty. Michelin, a better way forward.
Available at Highland Tire under the bridge in Tarentum and Freeport Road, Natrona Heights. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Westmoreland provides a full range of coverage for all of your automobile needs. Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557.
At Tower Auto Sales, they have over 40 years of experience, and they've been at that same location near the light. So check out Tower Auto Sales for the purchase of your next pre-owned vehicle. Let the experts there help you to just buy it. Get a hold of Mike Fanto at 412-828-6202. Good to have you folks with us. And again, my website has the answers to all the trivia questions. It's doubledribblebob.com. Let's go to the phones. Tony is up number 1. Our leadoff man, just as Omar Marino was for so many years. By the way, before we get started, I don't want to lose sight of the fact that one of the all-time great Steelers, L.C. Greenwood, has passed away.
My God, yeah.
And Terry Hanratty had told me years ago the way he got the nickname Bags,
Hollywood Bags,
was that Hanratty started a rumor, and he went to L.C. Greenwood and said, "You and I are headed to Los Angeles in exchange for Roman Gabriel." And apparently Greenwood's response was, "I got my bags packed,"
Oh, okay, then that adds up.
Right.
But Bob, I guess only now Mean Joe Green is the only surviving member of the Steel Curtain. Now, John Banaszak came along a little bit later during that era.
Yeah, he did.
But the original
Dwight
Steel
White
Curtain, Dwight White is gone.
L.C. Greenwood
Ernie Holmes.
and Ernie Holmes.
Yeah,
So that's it. We're
Mean
down
Joe
to
Green
Mean
is
Joe.
it. He just turned 67 the other day.
He did. Okay, welcome, Tony, to the program. How's by you?
Hello, guys.
Hello, Tony.
Jets, they play when they come back. The Jets.
The Jets, yes. And boy, if they can't beat the Jets, Tony, who are they going to beat?
They won't. Number 2, guarantee Pete Rose wasn't betting on the Pirates back in them days.
Well, yeah, he.
And I'm missing. I'm having trouble hearing,
Okay.
but go ahead.
Oh. All right, Bob, you connected yet?
I'm connected, but it's not
Oh.
very loud. And I've tried adjusting this thing, but go ahead.
And number 3, the heck with the Queen. God save the Steelers. Oh, my God. Another game, he almost threw for 400 yards, and we lose.
Yeah.
We have a rookie that finally played and did great.
We're talking
Scored
about
2 touchdowns.
Le'Veon Bell. Yes, I think he did all right.
Yeah, he did great for the first time,
Yeah.
and we still lose. And what happened to the caller on Bradshaw on that last play? Isn't there a horse collar rule?
Not for quarterbacks in the
Oh,
pocket.
yes. Not for quarterbacks?
Not for quarterbacks in the pocket.
Why? You could hurt him just as much as anything.
That's what, yeah. Because Roethlisberger said on the post-game show yesterday that, he had asked the referee about that, and he says the horse collar rule doesn't involve a quarterback while he's in the pocket.
These rules are so messed up. It's good
Yeah.
for one, but not for the other.
Yeah.
I mean, he was trying to run away, right? Just
Right.
like a running back.
Right.
It looks like a horse collar to me. But hey,
Yeah.
what's the difference? They would have threw it away, another way.
Tony,
Like it.
let me ask you, seriously, how much of the game did you watch?
The whole game. That's the first time I had to go to the Food Channel.
So
Because
many people,
there was cartoons on. I could have done either one. I mean,
So many people-
So I got enough laughs off the Steelers.
I had a lot of people tell me they could only take so much.
I know.
And we're tuned
Usually
back.
I'm...
Well, I did
You know.
watch the Pirates a lot yesterday, even
Yeah,
though the game
Yeah, I
didn't
watched
mean
the
anything.
Pirates, too. I was
didn't,
jumping,
I didn't want to miss, seeing some of the second stringers.
I just thought of something. Tony, did you and I not have a bet at the beginning of the season that the Pirates would not break over the 500 mark? I think you owe me a tidy sum of money.
We did? You know what? My Uncle Vito will be at your house tomorrow to pay you off.
Only joking, Tony. Oh,
Hey,
my.
I'll be the first to admit, I said on this show before the season started, I predicted 69 and 93 for the Pirates.
Yeah.
What I didn't tell people, I meant the other way around.
Yeah, it ended up the other way around.
The opposite.
Hey, just think of some of the games they blew, like the 5th game against St. Louis when Marte did the Holé
Yeah.
out in left field.
Yeah.
He dropped that ball.
And that one against Cincinnati a couple of Fridays ago, with 5-2 lead in the bottom
We're
of the
up
ninth was
5-3.
squandered.
The shortstop throwing
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
Yep, and many others. You know, they
Yeah.
they could have been so far ahead, but it didn't happen.
Right. Well,
But
that's-
hey, I'm satisfied regardless because
Oh, yeah.
we're all human, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm satisfied. I just hope, Tuesday that they don't go out there and
lay an egg.
just I mean, lay a big egg. I mean, if it's a tight game, battle that, and let's put it this way. I hope they raise the Jolly Roger. I hope it's not in Davy Jones' locker after the game.
Yeah, that'd be nice to
I could
get-
say. But just go out,
get by this
play
one,
a
yeah.
good game, and don't make a bunch of errors, and I hope they win because not a lot of people are saying, well, what happens if they lose that game? Is it going to be a disappointment season? And a lot of people say yeah, and a lot of people say no.
Yeah.
So to me, I don't know. I'm in between. I guess
Well-
it's a yes, no.
Yeah.
But you get this close after 21 years. You want
You
to
want to
get
keep
there.
going, yeah. Hey, I was happy with 82 wins. Everything else, as far as I'm concerned, has been gravy.
Oh, sure. Everything's been gravy, like that. But we'll see. Lariano, I don't know. He's not too good in these games, I guess.
Well, Cole was waiting in the wings. Should
Yeah,
there
I
be
know.
some
That's what they
problems
said.
tomorrow. So that was the significant part about winning that game Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
They didn't need to pitch Cole yesterday, and they can have Cole somewhat on reserve if Liriano starts to struggle tomorrow. So, Bob, that's very significant when you have 2 starters ready to go in a do-or-die game.
I'm glad he pitched Compton. All right. I was hoping for that.
I like him.
Yeah. I mean, 2 hits when he took him out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wish he'd have played more of the rookies. You know, I'm talking about rookies. I'm not talking about,
John Buck.
Harrison or, them guys like that. I'm talking about, putting in Lambeau and, anybody else they had on there. Just put him in. That game was meaningless.
Yeah.
And just, give him a shot.
No.
But at least he threw the pitcher that I wanted. So
Yeah.
that's what sort of made me happy. And speaking of L.C. Greenwood, I met him many a times. And it's funny because my son-in-law used to belong to a country club down in Weirton, West Virginia. It was called Williams Country Club, and he belonged to that. And I'd see him down there all the time. He'd be pulling in, and we'd be going past with a cart, and you'd say, "Hey, Mr. Greenwood." Hey, he would say, "How you doing, guys?" And he's just a wonderful guy to talk to. And it's a shame that he isn't in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, it really is.
Yeah, and so it just broke my heart when I heard that he passed.
Yeah.
But
Now let me ask you this, Tony. When he was golfing down in Wheeling, did he wear his gold shoes?
You know what? He was just getting out of the car. I should have asked him that. He might have been. Who's going to say no to him, right?
Yeah. Well, you look at these Steelers of that era. All the personalities they had. They weren't the run-of-the-mill guys.
With the glass, with the goldfish
in his shoes.
In his shoes, and
Holmes on the turnpike shooting at truckers or cars.
Oh, please, don't bring that up again. Yeah.
And, Jank Lambert, with his nice disposition. We had players then. Today we're all phonies. All phonies.
You know what's a shame about Jack Lambert, and I said this on this show a few weeks ago when Mike and I were here, that Jack Lambert wouldn't even be scouted today. 6'2.5", 218-pound middle linebacker. He wouldn't even be scouted by the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he was fast, he might have made a wide receiver. That's about it. But he was, well, I don't know. He had decent speed, but not for a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's one of the best that ever played the game.
Yep. Absolutely.
So it just goes to show you,
Tony, we got to get on to trivia.
Not me.
Oh, did you win last
right.
week?
Hey, don't worry,
week,
Bob. I'll control your show. I'll tell you. I won last week.
You know what? You're right. Now, did you get your prize?
Yeah, today. Thank you very
It
much.
came today. Okay.
Yeah, I got them today in the mail, so I just wanted to let you know.
Hey, appreciate your call.
Good hearing
Hey,
from
we'll
you.
talk to you again. Hey, next week, I'm back for the salon.
Okay. Thanks, Tony. And,
I'll be back. Bye.
By the way, winners last week, we gave away quite a few coupons. I think we had 4 winners to Taco Bell, and there are a number of Taco Bell locations that are listed on that coupon, but everybody got 2 coupons. So, that's probably $12 to $15 worth of, fast food, and it's good stuff. I like Taco Bell.
Oh, I do too.
I like Taco Bell. And anyway, we had one other that got a certificate for Lenova Pizza in Springdale, and that's good stuff. These 2 guys came to my house one day from Lenova, and they're the new owners. A winner had stopped in and said, they had no clue that we were giving away the coupons. So they got my address from the return sticker on the envelope and come to the house. What's all these, So we're going to take a break, folks. We're coming back in a moment. Stay with us. Sportsline Trivia will continue in a moment. Since 1914, people in the local area have relied on the Resevich family in deepest time of need. The Resevich family is the oldest established name in the funeral profession in the AK Valley. Its reputation and unquestionable service speaks for itself. Now the proud tradition of service continues with a 4th generation. The Resevich family serves the AK Valley from 2 locations, 5th Avenue Arnold and Leechburg Road, Lower Burrell.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Welcome to Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, the place for big appetites. Their great sandwich selection includes the Geronimo, piled high with generous portions of meat and fixings. Their barbecue ribs are the best in town. Half rack or full rack, they don't come better. Buffalo Bill's wings are everybody's favorite. Uniquely oven-baked, not deep-fried, and yet so crispy. Your choice of 13 flavored seasonings. Grab a bucket for the big game. Eat in or take out, credit cards accepted. Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, Freeport Road, New Kensington, across from Faldarelli Square.
You know, there is an IRS-approved tuition-free tax school class setup with Liberty Tax Service of Natrona Heights and Katanning. Continuing education credit. You can attend flexible day or evening classes. It's obviously a convenient location, and you can earn extra income. Get all the details from Liberty Tax. And the phone number is 724-230-8000. It's an easy number to remember. Okay, again, you can get the answers to our trivia questions on my website, doubledribblebob.com. Let's go to the phones. Mark is next from New Kensington. Mark, you also won last week. And what is, did you get your prize today or Saturday?
Oh, good evening, fellas. Yeah, I got it today.
Oh, today, okay.
Yeah, I was just talking to my cousin at work there yesterday at the Mills Mall, Ann, and here today it was Taco Bell, so it was a good omen. I think she said she knows you, I believe, Bob. Annie?
Okay.
Taco?
I'm not sure.
Okay, anyway, I'm the unfortunate predictor of 0-4 from a couple weeks ago, if you remember. When I had said about the Steelers, I had a bad feeling today. They were going to be 0-4.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
True feeling.
How do you rank Tony Gonzalez for the Atlanta Falcons as one of the top receivers of all time? What is his position?
Yeah, he's certainly Hall of Fame tight end.
Yeah,
he's one of the best tight ends
I watched
ever.
that game last night. He's unbelievable, though, for his age.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like he hasn't lost a step.
I mean, they were throwing to him. He was getting hit within a second or thing, and he was holding on, and they almost come back to beat New England.
Well, isn't New England amazing? All the players they lose year after year, the players they have that get hurt.
Now, would you lay the credit on the fact that the quarterback is very stable and a trustworthy leader? I mean, don't we have the same in Ben? I mean, he's been here how long now, for Pete's sake?
New England Patriots have a line.
Well, yeah,
protect
I know.
Or they have a line to protect Tom Brady.
And changing the subject, how could Pitt give up 50-some points last week and only 3 Saturday?
Yeah. Isn't that something?
Is Virginia Tech that bad?
You mean Virginia, regular
Virginia. Cavalier. I'm sorry, yeah.
No, they were off to a pretty good start. I can't, to improve that much in 7 days is amazing. Now they have a bye week, and I guess the quarterback will be able to come back. They'll play at Virginia Tech on Saturday the 12th. So I'm kind of surprised and pleasantly surprised. Pitt's 3-1 right now, Mark.
Okay, and how much of a surprise was it that the Pirates were able to sweep Cincinnati, and Cincinnati knowing what was on the line, though, for the Reds even?
Very gratifying. And
I was really surprised on that one.
They had 3 great pitching performances over the weekend, starting with Friday night with A.J. Burnett on the mound. Morton wasn't that sharp Saturday, but it was enough to keep the Pirates in front when they were kind of playing home run derby at the Cincinnati Reds ballpark. So, it was a gratifying weekend for the Pirates.
I guess it was announced today that Doug Drabeck's supposed to throw out the first pitch tomorrow.
Yeah. That's what I heard coming up to the studio this evening.
Yeah,
very
He
interesting.
pitched in what, 93?
Yeah, the last year they were in the playoffs.
92,
right?
I'm sorry.
Correct, or 92?
Right. He was the National League Cy Young Award winner in 1990. And 91 and 92, of course, he had great seasons. Put you in mind of A.J. Burnett. They never got Drabeck any runs back then, much like they do A.J. Burnett
I guess
today.
they said Sid Bream's going to be in attendance, but he didn't want to throw out any
Right,
balls
he
for Atlanta.
He declined.
Yeah, I want to get involved in that.
Yeah, I met him twice. He's a nice man, though.
Sid?
Yes.
Yes,
I met him at St. Pete's Church and in another church.
He comes to Freeport a lot for the Freeport Baseball Invitational in July. He's good friends with Sonny Westerman, the entrepreneur of that particular tournament. He's a great guy. His children, his 3 sons, look just like I mean, exactly like him.
Are they a
And,
little faster than him, though?
well, just about anybody's a little faster than him.
Well, okay, I better get going. Hopefully I call next week with some good news with the Pirates.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, thanks,
We'll
fellas.
still
Have
be
a good
talking
night.
about the Pirates next week. Good hearing from you, Mark.
All right, Mr. Tampa Bay, welcome to the program.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Okay.
Hey, I'm calling. I think Tomlin needs to make a change at quarterback because Big Ben's giving games up too much. I think it's time that, unless he's afraid to do the change, a quarterback, because Ben holds onto the ball and he holds it out and wide open so somebody can knock it down and recover a fumble because they should have won the game. They should at least win and send it to overtime.
I just wonder if even the best quarterback in the league with the Steeler line would not fall,
You're probably right, Bob.
into that same vein
Yeah, if
of,
they put somebody else in, Mr. Tampa Bay, quarterback, be it as Landry Jones, or no, Gronkowski's considered a number 2 quarterback right now. I mean, is he going to do any better than Ben? It's going to be the same people blocking for him. That's my question.
Well, that's okay. I mean, they need to change somewhere. They need to start the heads up, the number 1 man, Big Ben. If he fumbles the ball again, I think it's to a point. They're going to be 0-5, and I think they're going to beat the Jets in 2 weeks because Tony Sanchez ain't coming back the rest of the year, and that Geno Smith ain't as good as everybody thinks he is.
No, but he's had some good games at Heinz Field. They are playing at Heinz Field, right?
Yeah, they're playing down here in Pittsburgh.
So,
yeah, they always give Pittsburgh a run for their money down here at Heinz, especially in the back in 2008 when they were playing for the AFC Championship game. They beat them.
that was an excellent game.
Yeah. Also, I think I was giving Pittsburgh Steelers too much credit of winning in 4 games. I think they're only going to win 1 game, and they're going to go winless in the division in the north section.
Well,
I think Cleveland's going to beat them twice, Cincinnati's going to beat them twice, and Baltimore's going to beat them twice.
I can't see Rooney sitting back and letting this go on week after week.
Yeah.
And I think the number one guy should go is Haley. When he came out last week and ran 3 straight balls on the first 3 plays of the game, that shocked the hell out of me.
I'll tell you, Mr. Tampa Bay, there's a lot of people that agree with you. Do you make a change in the middle of the season? Of course, we have the bye week now, but it's rare in the end. You don't see that in the NFL. Like the other night, Monty Kiffin of Southern Cal got fired on the way home from Phoenix to Los Angeles. But what do you think, Mr. Tampa Bay, about the Steelers putting in a fullback?
I would like that.
For an extra blocker, because obviously, no matter how you feel about Big Ben, he's going to get killed, the way this line is playing.
They get away from throwing the Heath Miller when they were using them last night. Yeah, yesterday they were using them pretty good.
Yeah.
They got away from throwing to them. They started, if they use a fullback, put Johnson back there or Heath Miller in the backfield.
Well, the problem is, they might have to put Heath Miller in the backfield, but the problem why they weren't throwing at Miller a lot, Mr. Tampa Bay, is the fact that they needed him to stay on the line to block because, the blocking is just so bad.
That's true.
They need him in to block. That's why I'm saying put David Johnson or somebody in at fullback, so at least and run out of the I formation, so at least you have an extra blocker.
Yes, I agree there.
And if we can draw up that scenario, you wonder why the Steelers aren't doing the same thing.
Maybe Haley's stubborn, Bob.
Yeah.
All right, and one more thing. I think the Pirates are going to play St. Louis and shock St. Louis on the first game on Thursday night when they play the St. Louis Cardinals after they're going to beat Cincinnati tomorrow night. And also they got Cole on hand, and they also got A.J. Burnett. They said tonight on the news that he's going to be available if they need him.
Tomorrow
A.J.
night?
Burnett.
Tomorrow night?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because they said...
on backup, but they also got A.J. Burnett on also standby if they need him.
Right.
No. Can I talk you into the mystery profile tonight? Only because it's football.
I don't know.
Only because, oh my God, you're so due. I can feel it.
Okay. Go ahead and try it.
All right, let's give you a shot.
All right, and by the way, this is on behalf of Mattio's Pizza and Subs.
Go.
Broadview Boulevard in Brackenridge Heights, next to District Magistrate's Bengal office, right around the point where Broadview Boulevard parallels Freeport Road and meets Morgan Street, right on top of Brackenridge there. So,
Yeah, it's in walking distance from
now
my
you're
house.
familiar, Mr. Tampa Bay, with how this game is played. We start out with a $100 question, and for each question you miss, we descend $25 each question.
Okay.
You ready to go?
Yep.
All right. I share the career interception record where I played my college football. That's our $100 question.
Or clue.
Rod Woodson.
Well, that is right, but it's not who we're thinking of. But that's a good guess. I think I have a good feeling, like Bob did, about you here. Let's go down to the $75 clue. I had planned on becoming a lawyer before I began my college football coaching career.
College football, college career. Oh, gee.
Think
One
about.
more.
Excuse me?
Go ahead and do this next one, next question.
You sure you don't want to throw a name out? Throw a name of any college coach out. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, okay, not bad, not bad. Let's go down to the $50 clue. I coached 5 undefeated teams that won major college bowl games. 5 undefeated teams.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
Think of somebody that won a lot of bowl games. Seems like he was in a bowl every year for a while there.
Urban Meyer?
Okay, not bad, but not the right answer. Let's go down to our $25 clue. I coached and won the 4 major bowl games at least once. The Rose Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Orange Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl. He won each of those at least once during his illustrious coaching career.
Joe Paterno.
You are absolutely correct. Joe Paterno.
$25
So you got
worth.
$25 of
Whatever.
coupon coming out your way, Mr. Tampa Bay.
That'll work. Thank
Hey.
you very much.
Thanks for playing. Well, I
Okay.
thought he was going to win. We're trying to
Yeah,
coax it
it
out.
took
of
a
him.
while, but
Oh, that's good.
yeah, for those of you who haven't tried the Ironman hoagie from Mattio's, you have a treat coming. One of these days, I'm going to have to either challenge you or Mike, or maybe all 3 of us can go up. We'll get one and cut it in 3, and I bet
I think we could do
we
that.
won't finish it. That's how big it is.
I'll tell you.
Anyway,
Hey, by the way, you had that on your show the other morning, right?
What was
Joe
that?
Paterno was the answer to your question
the same?
on this past Saturday.
Yeah, but I
you
can't-
had a different clue, I
it was a
think,
different question.
because I was just listening and I got it right away.
Oh, the question was, who was the only coach to win the Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl,
Cotton.
and it wasn't Cotton, it was something else, at least once.
Okay.
And that was, remember, Paul? Okay.
Okay.
But that was the question. Anyway, folks, we're up at break time, and when we come back, we're going to head to the audience and get a couple of folks to participate here on the show. Stay with us, and George and I will be right back here on Comcast Cable, as well as streaming wherever you may be around the world.
Husqvarna, taming the wild.
Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Accidents happen. Are you prepared? You can be with a wide range of homeowners insurance options from Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. My first book on sports is available not only through the internet, but at various local businesses in the AK Valley. It's Bob Tattern's Sports Minutes. Short sports stories, odd and unusual, fascinating and funny, only take about a minute to read. Go online to doubletripplebob.com, where links are provided for Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Word Association to get book information. Get your copy locally at Costello Printing in Tarentum, Blackburn's in Tarentum, Myrna's Brewery Outlet in New Kensington, or the Hot Dog Guys, Lower Borough. Most important things in purchasing any car, new or pre-owned, is the fact that you get good service after the sale is made. And the Tower Auto Sales, located on Freeport Road in Blawnox, you get the best in product, selection, customer communication, and best service after the sale. Check it out. Over 40 years of experience in the same location. Get a hold of Mike Fanto at 412-828-6202. George, you want to talk
Bob,
about your book?
while we're setting up, we have a couple of real loyal fans of ours in this show in our audience, and while they're getting set up here, I wanted to tell you about my book, Ali Kiski Sports History, a comprehensive rundown of some of the players, coaches, and teams that have become famous over the years here in the Ali Kiski Valley. 1995, it's available at Costello's Printing in Tarentum and at any one of the Kling & Smith drugstore chain locations here in Armstrong County, be it Leechburg, Freeport, Ford City, or Katanning, or you can order online, which apparently a lot of people do these days. Just order by logging on to wordassociation.com. Ali Kiski Sports History. Bob?
Okay, we're going to jump into our studio audience tonight, Paul, who is now being recognized all over.
Yes.
Vandegrift, Apollo, and Leechburg. You're that guy that's on the sports show all the time.
Yeah,
Yep.
I got that at the Polar Ridge Leechburg game.
Yeah.
So.
Well, welcome.
Now, did you get to move up in line at the refreshment stand any because you're so well recognized? That hasn't come yet, huh?
No.
Okay.
But yeah, Friday I was at the Borough game against Katanning, and the Katanning receivers remind me of Lynn Swan. They went up there, caught the ball, and they held on to it, and you thought, oh, he didn't catch it, but the referee motioned, catch, and it impressed me, and I think Katanning's going to go, far this year in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'd love to see them win one more playoff game, Paul, before the school is dissolved. Katanning has only won one playoff game in the school's history, and that came in 1975, right up on top of the hill here, a playoff game at Leechburg High School against Union Area from Newcastle. But all those great football teams Katanning's had over the years have only won one.
And Harry
WPIAL
Beckwith was
playoff
such a
game.
great coach.
He was, oh yeah, what a delight to work
Who's
with. Who's
coaching now? I don't want to put you on the spot.
Oh no, Frank Fabian. He quarterbacked Ford City in the mid-'90s, played down at Robert Morris, and he's
Well, he
just
must have come right after, I'm trying to think of his name now, the Skins quarterback from Ford City, Gus Farratt.
He was a couple years after Gus Farratt.
Yeah, right, but they weren't back to back.
Right.
And by the way, Paul, if I can, an odd story about in high school, Terry Bradshaw playing at Woodlawn High School in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yes.
His backup quarterback in high school, that was a couple of years behind him, was Ferguson, who played for Buffalo.
Joe Ferguson,
And a couple of years after both had graduated, both in the NFL, they opposed each other in a playoff game. You talk about odd stuff.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And anyone recall what is North Hill's record this year? Because I'll be at Falks Chapel on Friday. Are they any good? Or
I believe they were 3-1, and I'm not sure what they did this past Saturday. But Jack McCurry is no longer coaching there.
Right.
He is now the third winningest coach in WPIAL football history, has a little more than 280 wins. But they have Craig Sissick, one of the players he had from that great team in 1986 and 1987 when they won the mythical national championship on USA Today's poll. So it should be an interesting game. North Hills is a great, great football program.
Yes. And do you have any predictions who's going to be in the Stanley Cup final this year with hockey beginning?
Chicago, I think, has the easiest division.
Yes.
Out of the four, with the new alignment this year. What do you think of Chicago and Detroit, with Detroit winning the East? That couldn't have happened when both Detroit and Chicago were in the West, and
right.
I just wonder if Detroit couldn't make their way through the East.
Yes. And when is Katanning and Ford City merging? When's the last year?
Next year is the last year of separate schools, and they're building a high school right now. I believe they have the footer in, last I heard. In the fall of 2015, they will become the Armstrong Riverhawks.
And do they realign after this year again? Or
yes.
How would that affect?
I don't know what they're going to do, yeah. Because, in fact, today's the first, or no, next week is the first Monday in October. First Monday in October, every 2 years, the schools in Pennsylvania send in their enrollment figures for their 9th, 10th, and 11th graders. Now, you're not going to send in your senior class from this year because they'll be gone by the time this goes into effect. So it'll be very, very interesting. Had Katanning and Ford City merged this year, they would be class AAA, and they would be playing in the Greater Allegheny Conference against Highlands, Knock, Hampton, Indiana, and the like. So that very interesting how this could turn out.
And also, keep in mind that the conference where Borough competes with Apollo Ridge also has Katanning and Ford City in it. So
there will be two vacancies.
Two vacancies. Now, what do you... I remember once in basketball when one of the sections that Springdale was in, I forget the number of it really doesn't matter, but the section was so small. It was Springdale, St. Joe's, Leechburg. They played each other 3 times. So the first year you were 2 at home, 1 away. The following year you reversed that. And I don't want to see teams play each other twice.
No, that's... I don't blame you. I don't like that either. But another thing to consider this year, Paul, when they do the new enrollments, North Catholic High School, which is moving next year out to Cranberry, will be known as Cardinal Wuerl High School. Now, they're anticipating in time of being a quad A school. Right now, they are a class single A school. So if they turn in their enrollment numbers and they open next year at Bishop Wuerl High School, or Cardinal, he got promoted, right? He's a Cardinal now.
He's a Cardinal.
I said Bishop Wuerl, it's actually Cardinal
The
Wuerl.
Pope used to be a Cardinal too.
Send him to the City League.
So that'd be very interesting because right now, most of North Catholic's enrollment comes from the North Hills area. The Seneca Valley School District, North Allegheny, Pine Richland, so on and so forth. And their thought is, and if you've ever passed by there on Route 228 in Cranberry, that place is gigantic. Wow. So they are anticipating being a quad A school at some point. So it'd be interesting to see how this shakes out for next year.
Yeah, when I went to a playoff game last year at Peters Township, I was amazed how small Peters Township Stadium is.
Right.
It's like real small. I was thinking, real big
We did a
stadium.
game there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Riverview played Menneson there. It was one of the great playoff games in the decade of the 1990s. It was a fabulous game.
Yeah, now I think I'm eligible for multiple choice.
Okay.
right,
Is it
Paul.
my turn? Okay. Let me, what do I do with my
Here
stuff?
we go. It's hiding.
All right, we start with number 1 this week, by the way. Okay. We have 9 questions, and then we just pick up each week where we leave off. So last week we had 6, 7, 8, 9. Today we go to number 1. Okay, here we go. Who holds the record for being awarded a Gold Glove the most times as a catcher? All right, so you have 4 choices here: Carlton Fisk, Mike Piazza, Johnny Bench, and Ivan Rodriguez.
I'm going to go with my hero, Johnny Bench.
Yeah,
No,
well,
Fisk, right? Yeah.
now Paul, you're off. It's Ivan Rodriguez, who has 13.
Wow.
Yep.
I had no idea.
Yep. Sorry about that, Paul, but we'll give it another shot another time. Let's grab Chris next up here in the program. So, again, Bob Tattern here with George Guido on Sportsline Trivia for this particular week. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's good to be back here after a short hiatus.
Yeah.
My thing of interest is, does Clinton Hurdle lose his job if the Pirates?
No.
He's signed already for next year.
Okay.
But even if he hadn't, even if you don't take a guy who's gone and brought them to the
57 wins 3 years ago in John Russell's last year. Now they're up to what, 94 wins as of yesterday?
that's almost it's about
50%,
pretty
more than
close to
50%.
half. Pretty close to half.
And they were on the radio this morning. They were talking on the Marty Griffin show. They said, "Why don't they get rid of Tomlin?" I mean, Tomlin's done a good thing. I mean, just because we have one bad year. I mean, the Pirates have had 20 bad years.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's. Well, I mean, maybe one just washed the hand of the other. Maybe it was just the Pirates starting to get something this year. But we can't be selfish and have everything. That's my whole thought on it.
Well, you got over 30 professional teams in football, basketball, baseball, hockey. I mean, some go through. Everybody goes through a cycle, but nobody wants excuses either.
Right.
Especially the owners. Yeah. The owners want answers, and when they don't get them, sometimes they step in, as Steinbrenner did a lot of times. The late George Steinbrenner. How about the guy from Dallas?
Jerry
With the
Jones.
Cowboys, Jerry Jones. He walks up and down the field on his side of. I wouldn't put up with that for anything.
He gives Tony Romo one of the most lucrative contracts of all time, and the guy has won what, one playoff game? He
That's
disappears
amazing.
in the month of December, and
Yeah.
Jerry Jones thinks he appoints himself general manager. Now, true, he owns the team. He
Right.
has the right to use that
But
as his
accept the role
plaything.
you are,
Yeah.
that you're in.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sorry, Chris. We're
No problem. I mean, that's all part of the conversation to make it interesting here. But I just was wondering because everybody, because they have a bad season, want to make it out of threat to get rid of somebody. I mean, right now we got the same problem in the country. Why don't they get rid of everybody that's running the country if they want to shut it down?
Well, you don't want to do that, and you get to the point where everything negative has converged on the Steelers this year. Now, they've made some mistakes on their draft picks, but we didn't know that. I talked earlier in your show, Chris, about Mike Adams and the way he's performing. But all of the scouts, all of the teams, all of the coaches thought very highly of Mike Adams. In fact, the Steelers thought they were getting a gift when he lasted until the second round. Everybody thought of him so highly, and the guy just hasn't worked out. And all these years, I think, Chris, what is happening now, the Steelers picked toward the bottom part of every round for how many years? The Super Bowl wins, they're obviously going to pick 32nd. And the time that they lost to Green Bay in the Super Bowl, they picked 31st. So they had a span there, what, Chris, of 3 times in 5 years they picked either 31st or 32nd every round. That catches up to you after a while. I don't care who you are.
But people fail to realize people are only human. They do make a mistake. I mean, some people are put on a pedestal sometimes.
that's an interesting point too, because the more teams you have, the more diluted the talent becomes. I mean, all right, you can have, let's say, your top 100 players. In the olden days, when you had, let's say, half the teams, and I'm not saying I'm against that, the current way it is, but the more teams you have and you're picking that low because you're good all the time. Who was it that said, maybe it was Roselle, that said something to the effect about, oh gosh, what does the draft do, George, with, what was the terminology that he used?
Parity.
Yeah, parity, yeah. So, but the more teams you've got, this is what happens. So, anyway.
My whole point is you just can't have everything in your own way going. You can't win all the time.
All right, Chris, let's do some trivia.
Another question, Mike. Who never seen a Super Bowl or even a playoff spot?
Who would what?
What team has never seen a playoff spot or a Super Bowl at all?
Well, there's 5 teams that have never been to the Super Bowl. The Browns, the Lions, there's 3 other ones. Jacksonville.
Arizona?
Has never been. No, Arizona played Pittsburgh
Oh,
a few
that's
years
right.
ago.
That's right.
But take my word for it. There's been, the Houston Texans and there's a fifth team that's never been to the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, they should deserve some sort of chance, but I mean, everybody has to work for it. I mean, you can only get what you work for.
Right.
All right, Chris, let's jump into trivia.
Choice, please.
All right, multiple choice question for Chris here. Name, since we're talking about the NFL, Chris, name the NFL running back with the most career rushing attempts. This is the guy who got the ball the most. Is it Jim Brown, Emmitt Smith, Eric Dickerson, or LaDainian Tomlinson?
I'm going to go with Eric Dickerson.
And that is not correct. It is actually Emmitt Smith. 4,409 attempts. So that means 4,409 times he was tackled.
That's right.
Unless he scored a touchdown.
Right. All right, Chris. Hey, thanks. In the meantime, folks, we're going to take another break, come back, and we have at least one more caller to go with. So stay with us, and we'll return momentarily here on Sportsline Trivia.
.380 Auction and Discount Warehouse, Route 380, Murraysville.
Automotive supplies, groceries, housewares, pet supplies.
All at discount prices.
Sofas, dining tables, recliners, dressers and desks, lamps and end tables.
All at discount prices.
Yard and landscaping supplies, special catalog orders, mattresses with full warranties.
All at discount prices.
School supplies, tools, paint, toiletries, model cars, toys.
All at discount prices. Get to 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse today, Route 380, Murraysville.
Why do Arnold Furniture's customers continue to come back year after year? Maybe it's the personal touch that the Miller family has provided since 1975. Maybe it's the prices that are consistently lower than the competition. Or how about the selection? 4 floors of living room, dining room, recliners, bedding, accessories, and so much more. Plus free local delivery, free setup, and free removal of your old furniture guaranteed. The choice is obvious. Visit Arnold Furniture online at arnoldfurnituring.com or stop in and see us today.
AKLC Studios LLC is the place for your video and multimedia needs. Let AKLC Studios produce a unique television commercial for your business. At your location or in our studios, we're here to meet your needs. Ever want your own television show? Let us show you how. AKLC Studios LLC can even tape your special events and weddings. Whatever your multimedia need, call AKLC Studios LLC in Leechburg today. Professional quality at hometown prices. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
And Liberty Tax Services, located in Natrona Heights and Katanning, offer you a IRS-approved, tuition-free tax school schedule. Extra income potential, consider that. Seating is limited. Would like for you to call as soon as possible to reserve your seat for Liberty Tax's Tax School. Call 724-230-8000. Continuing education credit. You can attend flexible day or evening classes, and of course you have a convenient location. Earn extra income and do it the smart way. All right, George, you were checking something real quick.
Yeah, Tampa Bay and Texas have to play tonight in a one-game winner-take-all for the second wild card spot and the right to go to Cleveland Wednesday for the American League wild card game. That's something else. 162 games and
it comes down to. All right, let's go to the phones, and Bruce is up. Bruce, how you doing?
Mr. Lemo, man, you forget my nickname.
Yeah, Bob, how dare you?
What did he say?
He said you forgot his nickname.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
L.C. Greenwood, he was a wonderful man.
Yeah.
It sure was.
Really. And Bud Selig retired.
For how many? Is this the third or fourth time he's retired?
Huh?
Is this the third or fourth time he's retired?
I don't know.
Well, he retired 3 other times, but has yet to leave his office.
Are you there?
Mountain Landis. Did you know that?
Did what?
He was the second longest term behind Kennesaw Mountain Landis.
Right. Yes, the second longest term of a baseball commissioner. Yes.
And Kennesaw Mountain Landis was probably ready to pull out all of his hair when the Black Sox scandal came around. But boy, he was, I mean, these guys get into a court and they're dismissed. And he says, regardless, I don't care what the court says, they're not playing ball again.
Which he has the right to do.
Which he has the right to do. But was he right in doing it. You had to watch the movie maybe. What else is on your mind?
I think
He might be calling back.
Might
be calling back.
Well, in the meantime, Bob, you have your high school football coverage continuing this week when Burl plays Freeport.
Yeah, I'll have Burl at Freeport. In fact, Bill and I are going out there. You know the food that they have in the Freeport
I'll
press
be there.
box. Oh my gosh. They put other schools to shame. All right, we got Bruce back on. Bruce, you got about a minute and a half.
Okay. Hall of Famer and a Masonic brother of mine, Arnold Palmer, 84 years old. How about that one? And Robinson Cano wants big money.
$305 million. That puts
You believe that?
That'll put him up around your category, wouldn't it?
Yeah, right. There's no business. The economy is terrible, George.
Yeah, but if his employer has that kind of money to pay him, now I don't think he's going to get that. That's just the first salvo of negotiating. But, you know, the Yankees and some of these other teams, Lumo, man, are tied up in these big contracts. You know, they would love to get rid of A-Rod, so they're not going to give another guy another contract where they're stuck with him for years.
No, absolutely not. Hey, since we're running out of time, how about some multiple choice?
All right, Bob. It's,
My turn, I
see
guess.
if we can end with the winner tonight.
All right, question number, is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay, question number 3 for the Limo Man. Okay, what major leaguer struck out the most times in one season? Not a career, but one season. What major leaguer struck out the most times in 1 year? Okay, Hack Wilson, Jimmy Rollins, Mark Reynolds, or Reggie Jackson?
I'll have to say Reggie Jackson.
Well, we're 0 for 3 tonight. It was Mark Reynolds who just 4 years ago struck out 223 times. The baseball season of 2009, a lot of strikeouts.
Could Pedro Alvarez break that record someday?
Hey, Brooks, thanks for calling.
Long drive in deep right center field, and this one is my baby doll, Mitchell Catalano.
All right, Bruce. Thanks for your call. In the meantime, you were talking about high school football coming up Friday night. I've got Burl at Freeport. Valley's game against East Allegheny, they were without the services of Demetrius Hauser. All right, whatever the problem may be. I don't know if he's coming back for this Friday.
They play York in a non-conference
Right,
game,
so it's not going to hurt if they should happen to lose and he's not in uniform. But I'm wondering about the rest of the year. Valley has a great opportunity.
They sure do.
With the playoff picture, and we wish them well.
Yeah. They play Katanning the next to the last week of the regular season,
Is that going to
which is
be a
going to
game?
be the 18th of October. That is going to be some kind of football game.
Well, and I hope you guys get out there and root on. That's what I like about Paul. Paul goes to a different high school game every week. Hey,
game.
jump
That's
in the
great.
car, let's head out. We'll grab a hot dog or a poor boy. What do they call those things?
Sloppy Joe.
Sloppy
That's my
Joes,
favorite.
whatever. Well, a hot cup of coffee, we'll watch the game. Folks, we're going to have to wrap it up tonight. Thank you for watching our program tonight, Sportsline Trivia. And we're back again, of course, in 1 more week, if you can wait. Okay. I'm Bob Tattern.
I'm George Guido.
And good night.
Thank you for watching Sportsline, brought to you by Ace Hardware, New Kensington, AKLC Studios in Leechburg, Arnold Furniture, 5th Avenue, Buffalo Bills, New Kensington, Fazio's Deli and Meats in Arnold, Highland Tire, Toronto and Natrona Heights, Mattio's Pizza and Subs, Brackenridge Heights, Resevich Family Funeral Homes, Lower Burl and Arnold, 380 Discount Warehouse, Murraysville, Tower Auto in Blawnox, and Westmoreland Insurance Services of New Kensington.